Welcome to SciSense, where we unwrap scientific research, because science should not be a puzzle.
Hey, Mike. So you know how allergies seem to be everywhere these days, right? Like, it feels like every kid has a peanut allergy or asthma. And our grandparents are like, we never had this stuff when I was young.
Oh, totally, yeah. My nephew can't even be in the same room as a peanut. What's going on with that?
Well, that's exactly what got me excited about this paper I just read. So this research is called Environmentally Driven Immune Imprinting Protects Against Allergy. And it comes from S. Erickson and their team at Yale University School of Medicine, published in Nature. And Mike, they might have actually figured out why our modern super clean environments are making us more allergic.
Wait, really? Like, there's actual proof that being too clean is bad for us?
So here's the thing. We've suspected this for years, right? But nobody knew the actual biological mechanism. Like, why would a dirty environment protect you from allergies? What's happening inside your immune system? That's the gap these researchers were trying to fill.
Okay, so what did they actually do to figure this out?
They did something brilliant. They basically compared two groups of mice. One group raised in these ultra-sterile lab conditions, like the mouse equivalent of growing up in a bubble. And then they got mice from a regular pet shop. Basically mice that had been exposed to all sorts of germs and bacteria, like how kids used to grow up playing in dirt.
Ah, so like the difference between a kid who grows up on a farm versus a kid whose parents sanitize everything.
Exactly. So then they exposed both groups of mice to chicken ovalbumin. That's basically egg white protein, along with some substances that normally trigger allergic reactions. And here's where it gets wild, Mike. What happened? The ultra-clean lab mice? They went into severe anaphylactic shock, like dangerous, life-threatening allergic reactions. Their body temperatures dropped, they were in serious trouble. But the pet shop mice, they were basically fine. Just mild reactions, no big deal.
Seriously? So the dirty mice were actually protected?
Right, but here's the really fascinating part. And this is where the researchers became detectives. At first they thought maybe the pet shop mice just couldn't make the allergy antibodies properly, you know? But when they looked closer, the pet shop mice were actually making tons of antibodies against the egg protein.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. If they're making antibodies, shouldn't they be having allergic reactions?
That's exactly what I thought. But here's the breakthrough. They were making the wrong kind of antibodies for allergies. So think of it like this. Your immune system has different types of weapons. There's IgE antibodies, which are like the panicky alarm system that causes allergic reactions. But there's also IgG antibodies, which are more like trained security guards that calmly deal with threats.
Oh, so the pet shop mice were making the calm security guard antibodies instead of the panic alarm ones.
Exactly. And get this. When they looked more closely, they found that the pet shop mice already had antibodies against the egg protein before they were ever exposed to it in the lab.
Hold on, how is that possible?
This is where it gets mind-blowing. The researchers think that because these pet shop mice had been exposed to so many different germs and proteins throughout their lives, their immune systems had built up this massive library of memories. And some of those memories happened to cross-react with the egg protein. It's like their immune system was saying, oh, I've seen something similar to this before, no big deal.
So it's like their immune system had already been trained on similar stuff?
Yes! And they proved in this by doing these incredible experiments. They took baby mice from the pet shop and had them raised by the sterile lab mouse mothers. And guess what? Those fostered mice became just as allergic as the lab mice.
No way. So it really is about the environment, not genetics?
Right. But here's the really important part for humans. They found there's this critical window. When they exposed pet shop mice to allergens as babies, before they'd built up all that immune memory, the babies got severe allergies. But when they exposed adult pet shop mice to the same allergens, they were protected.
So there's like a window when you're young where you're vulnerable?
Exactly. And this matches what we see in humans. Most allergies develop in childhood. The researchers think that as you accumulate more and more immune experiences, you build up this protective, cross-reactive memory that prevents new allergies from forming.
Okay, so what does this actually mean for someone like me or my nephew with the peanut allergy?
Well, this research suggests that our modern obsession with sterile environments might be backfiring. By protecting kids from early microbial exposures, we might be keeping their immune systems in this vulnerable, inexperienced state where they overreact to harmless things like peanuts or pollen.
So should we be letting kids play in dirt again?
I mean, the researchers aren't making specific recommendations, but their findings definitely support the idea that some level of microbial exposure early in life could be protective. They even showed that you can transfer protection between mice through their gut microbes and environmental exposures.
This is actually kind of revolutionary, isn't it? Like, we might need to completely rethink how we raise kids.
It really could be. The implications are huge, from how we design homes and schools to how we think about early childhood development. The researchers have given us the biological mechanism that explains why allergies have exploded over the past century.
And it's all about giving our immune systems enough practice when we're young, so they don't freak out later.
That's exactly it. Your immune system needs training, and if it doesn't get enough diverse experiences early on, it might mistake harmless things for dangerous threats for the rest of your life.
Wow. Thanks for breaking that down. This could change everything about how we think about allergies.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Thanks for listening to SciSense. Share it with a friend. See you next time.